Let's take a look at Emporia Country Club, front 9, hole 2. This is one that the game default is a forehand, and I will say I agree with that. Uh, it's tempting to try to go backhand and get some extra distance here, but if you see these white flags, that's an OB line that punches in right there. You can see it on the little map on the top left also. And uh, trying to hit this gap, if you hit this tree, you're likely going into that OB zone. If you don't clear it, of course, you're in trouble. So I don't know. The right hand backhand, at least, is risky. I think the left hand forehand is also risky because you've got an OB line over here, but less so. And I think there's probably a couple discs that will work, but in my experience, in my opinion, I think the best disc for this hole is going to be the turn glide arrive. Uh, and you could use the turn skip arrive, but the problem with the skip is it wants to, once it clears this gap, it wants to head right. And there's a very tight OB line once you get past these trees. So it's it's one you don't want to skip on, in my opinion. So turn glide rive, I think, is the disc for this hole. You just need to adjust your aim point in this gap depending on the wind. With this two wind out of the right, I'm going to go right in the middle of the gap with a forehand. Let's see how this works out. Right through the gap, and it's going to sit down nicely and not threaten any OB. So very nice. Now 342 to the pin. Again here, the temptation is maybe try to hit this gap and get right up next to the basket. Don't. Just go to this tree right here. Just go to the right of it. You don't need to go way over, but go to the right of this tree. 340, I'm going to use the Accurate Extra Glide musket and go with the backhand, and we're going to go to the right of this tree and right up next to the basket for a tap in. So that is, in my opinion, the play on this hole. Turn glide rive on the forehand. Nice and easy through that gap. Sit down. Once again, extra glide musket, or the sapphire if you have it, of course. Go to the right of that tree. Don't challenge any of those trees. No need to. And got a putt for birdie. So I think it's not a super challenging hole until you get a wind like this. Let's do one more since that wind popped up. Okay, here I'm going to aim a little closer to this tree. Let's see if this works out. Yep, again, really nice disc for this hole. We got a little extra distance there because of that wind. 361. We're going to get a little more. I'm going to go over here a little further to the right with this wind. Alright, and that's going to be the last one. I think you get the idea. I think that is the best approach to this hole. So that is it for Emporia Country Club, front 9, hole 2. This course is a mouthful. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you around the valley.